Good morning to you, afternoon, evening, whenever you're watching this. It's actually in the morning I'm recording this, morning while I'm recording this, with my coffee, it's my camera lens coffee cup, often confuses people. But this is going to be, excuse me first of all for the any shakiness in this video, and indeed sound. It could get a little windy. I wanted to do a little film review actually, because I've done podcast reviews, but more prominently, I guess, in a smaller way, smaller than massively prominent, is my my website, Mini Movie. I do film reviews. I often put links to podcast reviews, which are pretty much always put on YouTube. Which is where you'll see this. Now, this is a film review about Uncut Gems. I saw it last night. Brilliant film. It's by the Safdie brothers. It's their second feature, I believe. But it was pretty amazing. I mean, I watched Mark Commode's review of it before. I don't always watch his reviews. Sometimes I watch them or listen to them. And I just don't take them in, or I don't want to take too much in. He's good at not giving spoilers, which is great. They actually said in that, him and Simon Mayo did say that don't have a coffee or a Red Bull before you go in. You won't need that. You won't need any anxiety or excitement, because it's all there. I mean, the film itself, it's amazing right from the start. I mean, the music is very retro, almost 80s kind of sound. It's electronic with kind of almost, you could say, classical. We start in the film itself. We start with a place that's being mined in another part of the world from America, a less unfortunate part of the world. I won't go into too much because I don't want to be spoiling this with spoilers, or spoiling your viewing experience if indeed you care about seeing it. So let me just pause for a second, see a sip of this. I'm actually walking, by the way, from New Malden, which is Koreatown in the UK, to another area, which is Rains Park. There's a nice little strip here. Anyway, back to the film. Some people coming up as well. Back to the film. So it opens with this unknown thing, presumably a gem or a stone being found. And I was thinking this is pretty giant start. Let me just pause for these people who have passed. Morning. They're pretty. Hopefully, I won't do that too many times. That's the trouble when you're walking somewhere. So it opens with this brilliant beginning of. You could think of it like Jurassic Park, kind of where you're shown two or three things that have happened in various places, or at least one place, and then you cut to you go to the real story. But it did need that beginning. It did need that setup, because I guess there is an uncut gem featured in the film, or it's not all about that. I don't. There's so much in this film, but it does begin with this stone. And if you didn't have that bit at the beginning, you might think, well, he's just received this stone. It could be fake, and it's not to say it's not fake. I'm not going to spoil that, but spoil that part of the film. It's nothing. In reality, the film is nothing about the stone. It's all about Adam Sandler's character, though. Adam Sandler, he's amazing in this. He's just, this sun. Let's get a little bit of a background orientation for you. His actually better light this way, of course. I'm not going to walk backwards. His character. He's a betting man, first of all. There's a jeweller's involved, hence the gem. There's all kinds of things happening in his life. He's got a wife. He's got a mistress. I mean, all this is not really a spoiler because it happens very early on. It's all set up for you, but it is very good. I mean, the dialogue is just constant. The trouble he gets himself into, and it's just to stop any Adam Sandler fans being put off. Sorry, any people that don't like Adam Sandler being put off from seeing this. It's nothing like his other stuff, most of his other stuff. Anyway, so without giving too much away, there's a few bits that I thought were brilliant in this, because there often in films there's a chase on foot or in car, and this particular one I'm thinking about is on foot in a building, and you often think they're going to get chased, they're going to run down this place, they're going to run down this place, this alley, this corridor, and then they're going to get those baddies are going to stop them. And this didn't happen. There's a few times in the film where it doesn't open itself for that, and in fact he just gets out of the building. But that doesn't mean his issues are over. I mean, the whole film is about his issues with gambling, his issues with the mob or mafia or whatever. The other time it does that, there's a part of the film where these people in his jeweler's place, his shop, he's got this kind of it's kind of a protective glass area, where it's to protect stuff. So it's kind of a two-glassed. It feels like a cuboid room, but it's kind of it's a protective area so that nobody can get into the shop itself, the real shop area. Now, there was a part when I think they had this stone or this gem or this object. Again, I'm not going to go into it too much. And they could have got around this by throwing that object through the glass. However, there was a reason why they didn't do that, or even threatened to do that, because I mean there was so much more in the dialogue going on, and there's so much. But later on, there is a moment which brings me to another point in the film. Not just a point about not being predictable. Those two scenes that I'm just talking about, I'm saying that it didn't go where you thought it was going to go, which is always good in film. Incidentally, I've just wrapped on my first scenes for my current short film last weekend. Just while we're talking about film, let me just make way for these people with dogs. Oh, this light is not great. That's better. But... Hello. Oh, nice, sweet dogs. That's okay. Whoop. Very cute dogs. One of them just jumped up at me. That is about dogs. I used to be wary of them, partly because of being allergic to them. Anyway, this rambling review continues. There's a part of this film where not only does it not take you anywhere you expect, not at all. Maybe one moment, I don't even know where. But there's a part, 3/4 of the way through it, I was sitting there thinking, at times this is very, this is a very angry film. It's very aggressive. It's funny as well. But there was no gun. There was lots of, mob, mafia elements, but there was no guns. I thought that was brilliant. There's a poster of a wanted dog there, actually. And so, yeah, but there is a moment where there is a gun that is shown. I'm not going to go into it anymore, but you could almost forgive it for that, because I'm someone who's not that... guns are overused in films. They're kind of the cop-out also, to do with cops as well. But this particular time when the gun was used, it actually, well, the first time, perhaps the main time this gun appears, is it's better. Oh, I'm aching my arm doing this. I've got my other arm with this, and I've got this heavy bag on my back. Actually, it's a bag from Busan International Film Festival. Seeing as we're talking about film, again, sorry about the image. I'm trying to keep it sturdy, but it's got no image stabilizer on this device, so I'm having to do what I can while walking. And there's the train. So I'm going to stop for a second. Where was I? Yes. So so this bit where the gun does appear, it's also, you could forgive it because it was used in a part to explain that glass I mentioned. In other words, that glass that's protective, it's bulletproof as well. It's not a spoiler really. It's just it comes up in their conversation. And so I just thought it was, I kind of forgave it straight away. I thought, oh, there's a gun. Oh, what a shame. They've gone so far through this film, like 3/4 of the way through maybe, and they've not even revealed any gun, just violence, threats of violence. And I thought they were doing a great job, especially the kind of intense, aggressive whirlwind of a film that it is. It was doing so well. Anyway, and as I say, it was almost necessary for that gun to be used to express the fact that that's bulletproof glass. Now, what else can I say about this film? I'm really trying not to give you the story because, I mean, even if I gave you one part of the story, it wouldn't really give the rest away. But there's so many elements to it, and to his character, Adam Sandler, he just gets himself in more trouble. It's just great. It's just a brilliant film. Now we're going to a bridge here, so it's a bit noisy as well and dark. There you go. Is it better? That's much better. We'll stop here. And so let me think about this. Yeah, it's just a brilliant film. As I say, the music is great. Oh, my hair's all scraggy now. Look at that. And another part in the film, which was a great use of an actor. There's an actor who appears, or is about to appear, an actor and a character. And Adam Sandler says, "Don't worry." He tells his son, "You're going to love this guy because he's actually an actor in films years ago." And lo and behold, it is a well-known actor. And when I say well-known, if you've seen the film Coming to America from way back when with Eddie Murphy, you'll recognise this guy. And yeah, lo and behold, it is him. And so I don't know whether they got that character and they put that in the script, or they put that in the script and they said we've got to get this character just because the humour of having him in it. I'm not too sure, but incidentally, I haven't seen the Safdie brothers' other film, or the other one that people talk about, Good Time. But I need to seek it out. It's a great film. You are constantly. I had to go to the little boys' room, let's say, toilet. 2/3 of the way through, and I just couldn't. There wasn't a right moment in the film to go pop out. I mean, everything was happening. There's things with his girlfriend. There's things with his wife. There's things happening, obviously, to do with the stone, to do with money, gambling, to do with the shop, to do with trust, friends, the underworld, I suppose, drugs. Although I don't think his character is really seen to be doing drugs, but there's an element of drugs in this. Yeah, so I just was compelled to do a review. I was going to do a podcast and I was going to do a written review, but I thought, well, I've got to walk here today. And seeing as some of my film reviews are already on YouTube, and this is just a mini, as my website's called Mini Movie, this is just a mini review. It's not even a proper review. But I just wanted to summarise it and pick out some points. Oh yeah, one last thing. If you see it, the film, I saw this straight away at the beginning. Adam Sandler's phone, an iPhone, so I suppose there might be some sponsorship involved, has got a case that's identical to mine, just different colour, identical. Identical style to my case, and I noticed this almost straight away, which is weird because I've only had the case about 10 days, just prior to filming my short film, actually, because I needed something that was going to hold this as a secondary camera, almost a DOP, but I wanted this phone to be used, so I needed a really good case that would do that. And I just couldn't believe it was the same case. I mean, of all those ones, I got it in this, I've got a second phone now. It's an older phone, but it's a good phone, and good iPhone. And I wanted a case for it, and I found this case. It wasn't spectacular, it was a good price. I got it, and I thought, yeah, it's not fantastic, but it is good, it is protective, that's the main thing. And I was thinking about this when I thought about doing this review, that in fact, when I was watching the film, I was thinking about what I was going to say about this, because I could say, wow, I got the same phone that was the same case that was used in Uncut Gems. Wow, I got the latest thing. And then it occurred to me that the film, the majority of the film, is not set in this year. It's set in another year. It's set in 2012. So you can hardly say I've got the latest thing, and that tells you a lot about this iPhone. In fact, the thing is with this iPhone, I think the 4S 5 and even the SE, which came out after the 6, which is the one I've actually got as my second phone now, the iPhone SE, which came out after the 6S or thereabouts. They all kind of stayed the same shape and size, and case availability was everywhere. Our case availability was immense, I suppose, or maybe it was less actually, because anyway, okay, and that was it. I just wanted to talk about this film, Uncut Gems. It was a brilliant. I see a lot of. Oh, by the way, I must mention as well, I saw this. I mentioned this before. There's an article on my website. It's a mini movie, as I mentioned. There's even a podcast on YouTube and my website about this. Basically, Mubi, this great platform which gives you free films. It's like a more independent, it still has big films and big commercial films as well as independent films. It's called Mubi. But what they do once a week as well, every Friday, every week the film changes. There's a new film that you're perfectly entitled to go and see it for free, just with a QR code that they allocate you. And it's amazing. So I've seen so many films. I mean, whenever I can, almost on the Friday, Saturday, Sunday, maybe Monday, I'll go to the cinema. And they're often really nice cinemas. This was a Curzon, who of course are behind The Parasite, which is another great film. Saw a press screening of it recently. It's coming out very soon. I look really pale there, don't I? Shouldn't look, really. Can't help it. And that Mubi and Mubi Go, I think they've changed the structure now, because it was just one app, Mubi, and there was two apps. There's Mubi and Mubi Go, but one subscription. I think they might just about changed it so that it's now Mubi, and you can pay a bit extra to have the Mubi Go element, so you have the free cinemas. I mean, just for those screenings alone, it's worth it. It's about a tenner. You can get lots of free trials out there, and you don't have to commit to stay if you don't want to. I'm going to leave it at that. My bag is actually really weighing me down now, especially with two arms in the air, one with a coffee and one with this. I think I've done well, if I do say so myself, but apologies for the almost ad hoc nature of this on the fly, but I do that with my videos and my podcasts. And that's it. Okay, see you later. Cheers for watching. Bye.